very happy to open the second Agrivest conference, and I would like to start this event by quoting what the Bible says to the farmer. I will say it in Hebrew, but you have on the screen the translation. ספר דברים, פרק כ"ד י"ט. כי תקצור קצירך בשדך, ושכחת עומר בשדה. לא תשוב לקחתו, לגר, ליתום ולאלמנה יהיה. למען יברכך אדוני אלוהיך בכל מעשה ידיך. According to Hebraic law, the farmer has commitment to both society and the environment. At harvest time, the farmer is instructed to leave part of the crop in the field for the poor and the less fortunate. The Torah promises that this kind of social commitment and consideration for others will be rewarded by yields that are bountiful and blessed. This conference and all we hear today are a direct continuation of this ancient teaching. Modern Israel possesses remarkable agricultural capabilities. We are developing solutions that can contribute to global agricultural progress, to increase yields and safeguard the environment. Disseminating our know-how and innovation is the best contribution Israel can make toward enhancing and improving global food production. Today, this is how we can best fulfill the mutual commitment the Bible expects for the prosperity of all. I hope this conference will advance this goal by boosting interest in and funding of agricultural innovation. Now is the best time to invite my partner in this mission, Mr. Steve Rhodes, the chairman of Trendlines Agtech. And I hope that we will enjoy a very interesting afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Nitza. It gives me tremendous pleasure to welcome all of you to this second Agrivest conference. This conference was born out of a belief that agritech can be and should be Israel's next big technology sector, and that in order to achieve this dream, it's necessary to give the sector much broader exposure. Today's conference is intended to do just that, and we believe that you'll leave today with a much deeper appreciation for the tremendous potential of Israel's agritech sector. The Trendlines Group is a venture capital investment company located here in Israel, whose vision is to establish, invest in, and build companies that will improve the human condition. We fulfill that mission at Trendlines by investing in two areas: medical devices and agricultural technologies. Our unique investment model involves not only investing capital, but also a very significant package of support services, including business development and incubation, provided by our staff of over 30 full-time professionals. All in all, we have a portfolio of almost 60 companies. While we're proud that our Trendlines Agtech unit was Israel's first early-stage agritech investor, we also know that without healthy competition for deal flow, and without an ecosystem of investors who look at the agritech space, the sector's ability to grow here in Israel will be greatly limited. So your participation with us here today is very exciting. I believe it's another important step in the building of a thriving industry here in Israel. Earlier this year, I happened to hear John Deniston, a senior partner at the top Silicon Valley venture firm Kleiner Perkins, say that he had never seen such a large gap between market needs and the technology available to address those needs as exists in the agriculture business. He went on to say that such a tremendous gap also represents a tremendous commercial and financial opportunity for companies and investors alike. The purpose of the Agrivest conference is to expose you to this tremendous potential and to help us take another step in building this critical industry. There are many people who made this conference possible, and I'd like to try to thank them all briefly so that we can get started, although I apologize in advance if I leave someone out. Our sponsors and partners have been great supporters of this effort. I'll start with Bob Grossman and Greenberg Trorig, who've just been wonderful partners, not only for this conference, but for a long time, and thank you very much to them. Other partners, other supporters include Machteshim Agan, who hosted us yesterday down in Neot Chovav, and it was great. Ernst & Young, Shibolet and Company, thank you. Green Soil Investments, the only pure agritech investment firm here in Israel, and that's great, and we want them next year to be one of many. Lully Corporation, Wanaka Capital, Yisum, the technology transfer company of Hebrew University, and our media sponsor, The Marker. In addition to our sponsors, we've had some great partners, including the Bird Foundation, the Israel Advanced Technology Industries Association, the Israel Export Institute, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Economy, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention and thank our speakers and panelists, many of whom have come from overseas for this event, including a great group of Chinese visitors who are here. Thank you very much for joining us. We're glad that they're here. Thanks also to Laura Kam, Public Relations, and Ophir Spiegel, Public Relations, who've done a great job. And a special thanks to Mili Peled and the entire Trendlines team, and especially Michal, Sarai, and Debbie, and of course, Dr. Nitza Kardish. Thank you to them all. And thank you also to Eddie Wang of Trendlines Beijing, our new Beijing office. Thanks to all of you. You've done a great job in organizing this. Thank you. They deserve it. They really do. And as if it wasn't enough to have this conference today, I don't know if you know, but we're having a 4-day tour of Israel that's been just incredible. 20 of us on a bus going from place to place and really seeing the industry up close, and it's very exciting. So as if these people didn't have enough work organizing the conference, they had to put together the whole tour as well, and thanks to them. We have an amazing program of speakers, panels, and presentations for you today, so I really want to get started and get to the main act. I'm particularly proud to introduce our first speaker, Israel's Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Yair Shamir. Minister Shamir shares our vision of building a thriving agritech industry, and given his rich experience in industry and investments, there's probably no one better suited to succeed in this mission. In fact, I dare to say that 2 or 3 years from now, we're going to look back on his career in the Ministry of Agriculture and say that this non-farmer was actually our best Minister of Agriculture ever. And that's a challenge for you. Very good. Trendlines is very proud to have Minister Shamir here today and to be partnered with him in this important task. Thank you all very much for joining us. Minister Shamir, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Nitza, for inviting me here, and Steve as well. I'll try my best to do it short, quick, and then I can go to my business and you will do yours. And then you will appreciate me. I would like to add my congratulations to the conference organizers for bringing together important global agriculture players. The dramatic increase in the global population, climate changes, water scarcity, all enhance the importance of the agriculture industry in today's world. These challenges make this moment agriculture's finest hour. Over the next by the way, Nitza, remember talking about it about 2 years ago, when you were in a different place, Hebron, I believe. And then we talk about the same thing. Anyhow, 2 years pass by and we are here. I am as agriculture, and you are what you are. Over the next 40 years, humanity will have to produce more food than was consumed during the tens of thousands of years since the transition from apes to man. Multidisciplinary research is required to answer the challenges of the world food crisis, to increase the efficiency of food for animals, to improve crop yield by by impairing disease resistance, to develop effective methods in agricultural engineering, to solve problem of losing crops in the field and in the storage, and so on and so on. Agriculture in Israel acquire a global reputation as a leader in global trends because of its advanced technology and investment in research and development for years. Israel holds advanced scientific business activities of companies are active in the development and the manufacturers of agricultural equipment, biology, and so on, and seed industry. I don't want to. Israel has passed the stage of proof. I think that we have the proofs. By the way, traveling around the globe, which I've done the last few months in South America, in Asia, it's so proud. I was so proud to be in Israel, in those countries, and especially being the Minister of Agriculture, just because of what I just said. The innovative capabilities of Israel are well known worldwide, but we must leverage our reputation and the abilities to make Israel the key players in the global agriculture industry. This requires a massive investment in practical technologies focused on from the lab to the field or to the market. The Ministry of Agriculture during my tenure has increased the investment in this sphere. The only budget that was increased in this for 2013 was my budget, and in a specific area, which is the R&D. It was increased by 100 million shekels in this case, but it's an yearly increasing. On top of that, we have an implementation plan that was approved by the government of Israel for a couple of years of 375 million shekels to leverage our know-how together with the private sector, which I believe can improve dramatically the capabilities of our industry. On top of that, we are building now a park next to our facilities in Bet Dagan, which will be called AgroPark. We will invite companies, startups, and so on to use our facilities, our capabilities, and to build their own solutions. We hope that the private sector will join our investment. On top of what I just said, we are in the process of raising or building a fund, Yozma fund, or initiative of, like we're just copying the same that have been done with the high-tech industry in the beginning of the 90s. We will invite the private sector to match our investment dollar per dollar, plus capability to buy out the government once there is a bonanza. So do that. I have done it, and I've been successful. This will be the best leverage of public money for the benefit of all of us. Thank you very much, and have a fruitful conference. Thank you.